3. Okay, so in celebration of me finishing off Fall of Reach and the release of Halo Reach as a backwards compatible game, I thought I'd play through the Halo chronology, starting with Halo Reach. This is just all of the Halo games that are first-person shooters, so no Halo Wars, no stuff like that. Just the first-person shooters. Now, unfortunately, I have to play this on 360, even though I just said it was going to be backwards compatible, because, at least where I am, the Xbox Live servers are taking it to the teeth right now. So, alrighty, that's good. Now this is one of my more favorite Halo games. It's short but sweet, and it tells the side of Reach that you don't read from the books. It's kind of special like that. It's got the Spartan 3s. They're not as strong as the Spartan 2s, but this special team of them, Noble Team, got access to Mjolnir armor. Oops, totally drew a blank here. Oh yeah. So the beginning of the story starts off with Noble 6, who is recently starting to join Noble Team. Now, he's never given a name, at least in the game. And in the story, the reason he joins the team is because if you've ever seen the ads for Halo Reach, one of them was I believe it was a beige Spartan running around with Noble Team, and you see him doing their thing. And that Spartan has a jetpack. Kat gets hit by a shot, and so that's why she has the mechanical arm. And so he takes the bomb up to the Covenant ship and blows it up, killing himself. So that was Noble 6, that was Tom. And so Tom is dead, and so now we're following the lone wolf, so to speak, as he has to learn to play nice with others. And this game had one of the best features I've ever seen, where your Spartan's armor was the armor that appeared in the game, which, like, I don't see why they do this for every game. Because while it is a little story breaking, I mean, look at that, it looks freaking sick. You can have the old Mark 5
Visegrad relay was lost last night. All signals flatlined at 2600 hours. I responded with trooper fire teams, which have since been declared MIA.
And now you're sending us.
The Office of Naval Intelligence believes deployment of a Spartan team is a gross misallocation of valuable resources. I disagree.
Commander.
So that's our new number 6.
Kat, you read his file?
Only the parts that weren't covered in black ink.
Anyone claim responsibility, sir?
Oni thinks it might be the local insurrection. 5 months ago, they pulled a similar job on Harmony. Hit a relay to take out our eyes and ears, then stole 2 freighters from dry dock. That cannot happen here. Reach is too damn important. I want that relay back online, Noble One.
Sir, consider it done.
Then I'll see you on the other side. Holland out.
Lieutenant.
Commander, sir.
I'm Carter, Noble Team's leader. That's Kat, Noble 2, Neil and George 4 and 5. You're riding with me, Noble 6. Not gonna lie to you, Lieutenant. You're stepping into some shoes the rest of the squad would rather leave unfilled. Me, I'm just happy to have Noble back up to full strength. Just one thing, I've seen your file, even the parts the Oni censors didn't want me to. I'm glad to have your skill set. But we're a team. That lone wolf stuff stays behind. Clear?
Got it, sir.
Alright, so a little bit of background. A little bit of background on that. So they said they would rather leave them unfilled, and I was reading the books. I never really got this when I played the game. I was like, why wouldn't you want another Spartan? Well, all these Spartan teams, they've been together since they were training from the age of 6, and these people are probably about 16 to 20, I want to say. And so whenever they have another Spartan from outside the team, it totally messes with the,
Listen up, Noble
team
Team.
synchronization.
We're looking at a down relay outpost 50 clicks from Visegrad. We're gonna introduce ourselves to whoever took it out, and then Kat's gonna get it back online.
Get me under the hood, Commander.
Sir, why would rebels want to cut off Reach from the rest of the colonies?
You get a chance, maybe you can ask him, George.
Commander, we just lost our signal with HQ.
Backup channels.
Searching. Nada. Can't say what's jamming us.
You heard her. Dead zone confirmed. Command will not be keeping us company this trip.
I'm lonely already.
So yeah, the Spartan 3s, they're not like the Spartan 2s. They were made to be like basically just sacrificable.
Yes, sir.
Like, oh, we need a job done, but anyone else would go in there and immediately die. Well, if we trained a group of people that would go in there and they were meant to die, then it wouldn't really be that bad, right? So that's where the Spartan 3s come in. They don't have the SPI armor like they do in the books, which is good because you can't really have a Halo game without the Mjolnir armor. And even on the 360, this game is still gorgeous, except for that like really nasty motion blur that you get every now and then. Other than that, it actually still looks pretty good.
Let's go, 6.
Yeah, this game, the transition from cutscene to gameplay, they get a little jump whenever they finish their scripting, and then they move to back to their main mode of walking around, the animated walk cycle that they have. And it's kind of jarring, but you know, it's fine.
Roger that. Eyes
We have the Spartans teleport out of nowhere here.
Found the beacon.
So here he's moving like pretty smoothly.
Make out any ID?
Give it to the Spartan,
It's
and
military.
once he puts it away,
So where are the troopers?
and then just jump back into their animated walk cycle.
I'm not seeing explosives residue.
Noble 3, can you confirm any EX residue in the area?
Negative, sir.
Plasma, maybe.
Can't be. Not on reach.
There's a lot of blood on the ground. All right, Noble, looks like there's nothing here. Let's move on.
Smoke at the next structure, boss.
So this one introduced
Mission to engage. But be
this one used
telegraph a presence.
armor abilities. It introduced it for the first time, and they were actually really nice. But it was kind of like confusing why a Spartan couldn't just sprint all the time. And they tried to give an explanation, like, oh, it overrode the suit's safeties, but there never is anything about the suits having any kind of safeties, which, you know, it's not too bad, but
Noble leader, I'm seeing heat sigs in
I'd
the
rather
structure
it still
ahead.
be I'd rather it still be like Halo 5, where you can just run.
On your knees, now!
They're not rebels, they're farmers. Look at them.
Ask them what they're doing here.
Mitkerestikit.
McNamar Kartuk min handling.
Hiding, sir.
Tegnab Agel, Asomsidot Isha Chodladyat. She called us Ash, Tradition.
He had screamed. Gunfire. Stopped around sunrise. Says something in the fields killed his son. Something.
Commander, be advised, I'm reading heat signatures in that structure directly east of your position. Over.
Copy that. Get them back inside.
Yeah, the subtitles, they didn't really work that well in the game, unlike the other Halo games. But like in the cutscenes, it shouldn't be an issue.
Damn.
Fill me in, Commander. What do you see?
Yeah, so these guys didn't have a good time.
Military casualties, 2 of them missing.
Probably could have gone better.
Looks like they were interrogated. It's messy.
Watch your motion trackers. What the hell is that?
June, you see anything?
Negative. Thermal's clean. Boss, Boss, I see movement outside your structure.
Alright, let's see if I still know how to play a Halo game.
Here we go.
They're headed into the basement. Move down to the lower level.
Got cover. That'll teach them. Banshees, heads up, Charlie 1.
Figure out how to melee. It's fine. And after playing on Xbox One for a while, everything's not exactly as responsive as it used to be. So if it looks like I suck, it's because I'm on the 360.
Nice.
Noble leader, enemy dropships
Ooh,
inbound.
that frame rate drop. It's not great.
Falcon, moving to assist.
Enemy troop transports on approach.
I'm playing on normal because I'm a little baby. Can't handle legendary. I would play on heroic, but I'm not, I don't think I'm. I want the gameplay to look good. I don't want it to be like World of Tanks where I was dying over and over again.
Stand down. Contacts neutralized.
Contacts. It's the damn Covenant.
Cheer up, big man.
Yeah, so they're not too happy about the Covenant being here.
To a free fire zone.
Cat, we got a warrant hall.
I need you at that relay outpost now. Boss, I'm showing more activity to the east. Copy that, June. We're on it. 6, you got point.
So then they bring in a new type of grunt here that you don't see in any of the other games. These are Spec Ops grunts, and they wear these helmets. Oh, that's embarrassing. Well, anyway, they wear these Spec Ops helmets that they make it so you can't shoot them one-shot headshot.
6, you got point. Covering fire.
And so on normal and easy, not an issue. Legendary, it can get a little bit harder. Because on Legendary, it's one of those things where, like, the cannon fodder that you usually kill can easily take you down with no problem.
That's nice work. Yeah, clear.
Commander, I'm seeing more hostile activity to the northeast.
Camille, you're with Cat. 6 and I will...
Noble 3, requesting airlift. Over.
Get to work, Noble.
Now, they got to keep it interesting, the game interesting, so they don't do it like the Spartans would actually do it. In the books, the Spartans usually go like calm silent on a mission or something, and they use hand gestures. But it's hard to do that in a game because, like, the player is never looking at the characters. The player is always looking at the enemy or whatever. So it's like it's a lot like trying to get a player to look where you want. They always put a big light on it. Make everything else dark, put a big light on the objective. Well, that doesn't really work with characters, because if they play anything like me, then the player is never looking at the character. The player is always looking at the enemy.
Noble leader, I'm seeing heat sinks in the structure ahead.
And then they do this thing to kind of extend the story a little bit, where they lead you to a dead end. There's nothing really here, but they want the first minute. They want you to see their new elites. They want you to see their new covenant. Oh yeah, and they added those too. They added third-person cinematic cutscenes, which for the Halo franchise was unprecedented. But it really, really made the game look a lot cooler. And now, like, people liked it enough where it's now like a staple. And so that was just like, oh, look at our character models. We want you to see them before you just mindlessly kill them for the rest of the game. It works pretty well, but there are better ways they could have done that instead of having like, well, we couldn't think of any more material for the first part of the mission, so do this, go over here. This doesn't have any. It doesn't have any story relevance. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Heavy fire in my position.
It's the same with this too, I believe. There's nothing here that pertains to the story, so it's kind of a. Unfortunately, like, it could be a lot better. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, they added that this thing with the methane tanks, where if they pop off. Anyway, the gas tanks will pop off, and those got famous really quickly for killing the player whenever they thought they were safe, you know, their shields were down, they were recharging, and this grunt would just spin out of the blue, blow them up.
Mayday, 3 Charlie 6. We are under attack by the Covenant. I got wounded. Cannot hold this position.
We need to find those troopers now.
Yeah, that guy could have gone better. I guess he doesn't want me.
Move it! Enemies from above!
Noble 3, we've located the trooper squad. Request immediate evac.
Alright, so I think they give you the like one of the best weapons I think that's been introduced to the Halo series, besides the God Pistol of Halo 1, is the DMR. This is like the first effective, I guess, scoped rifle that's like a pistol's a sidearm. You pull it out, you're meant to shoot it in close range, specifically when you're out of ammo. At least it is in the first Halo games. You weren't supposed to use the Magnum as like your primary, but they changed it a little bit in Halo 5, where the Magnum's a little bit more effective now. So at least in these games, the addition of the DMR was like. It was really good for the Halo series, because you see it like the battle rifle, stuff like that, but there was never any mention of like semi-automatic assault rifles. Like you would read about it in the book, and there would be you could read about semi-automatic assault rifles in the book, and they would have like assault rifles that could fire off 3-round bursts, stuff like that. But other than that, it was pretty much assault rifle or pistol, and that was the only effective things that you could use in combat. And only the pistol would zoom. With the addition of the DMR, however, combat became a lot easier from a long distance. Like that's the grunt I was talking about. Combat became a lot easier from the long distance, and you didn't have to rely on a really weak pistol to hit targets that were pretty far off. And they also added this thing, the needle rifle, which is supposed to be like a DMR for the Covenant, and it was like the needler, which for an unshielded target, 3 hits dead, like it would explode. And so they didn't really keep it around. It was only in this game, but I thought it was a great weapon. It really like mixed things up a little in multiplayer. If you got your hands on one of those and you played, you did support for your teammates. It was a pretty good asset, because your like teammates take their shields down. If you miss their head, you can just pop them 3 times, and it's a pretty quick weapon to shoot. And they just explode.
I dial up my torch, cut the way through. Gonna take some time.
Okay. We're en route to your location.
That right there, that touching the helmet to talk, again in the books, like, this is like one of the things, oh, it's not as good as the books. Well, you're not reading a book, you're playing a game, and in games, you have to know who's talking. And with these helmets on, players, or at least beginning players, aren't going to know who's talking. Like, experienced players will be able to distinguish voice to voice, stuff like that, see minor, like, movements in the helmet when they're talking. But other than that, you wouldn't know who's talking, and so they have to show you who's talking. And they have this thing where they bring their hands up to their helmets, but there's nothing there. In the books, all they do is just think about who they want to talk to, and the armor will open up a comm channel to them. So it's a little unfortunate, but it makes sense.
Cover me! Approaching the comm outpost.
Drop us in the courtyard.
LZ's a little hot, sir.
Put her down, pilot. 6. Break it open.
That's another thing I think they did kind of accurately.
Hostile fire on me!
Like the Spartans' general, or at least the Spartan 3's general lack of concern for humans. Like at least people that aren't Spartans. Like typically, like they won't be like rude to them, I guess, but they don't like them getting in the way. And then you can kind of see right there, like, oh, you know, LZ's kind of hot, and it's just like, well, do it anyway, I told you to. And so this is something a lot of players miss. Back in here, you can get armor lock for the first time. Now, it doesn't have any use in this mission, unless you're really good with it and you want to use it against the sword elite near the end, but I've never really found a use for it. So, we're just going to leave that be for now. I'll give you a nice resupply of all the stuff you would ever need. Now, unlike the battle rifle, which is 4 shots, you pop their shields and you can kill them, the DMR takes a little bit more ammunition to take down an opponent, at least in this game. In Halo 5, they kind of upgraded a little bit. Halo 4, I think it was still a little bit more than the battle rifle. But the main difference is, with the battle rifle, you don't have to be as dead-on accurate. Because with the battle rifle, you got 3 shots, so you just kind of put your reticule on them, and as they move, every now and then you can get your reticule to like move across them. And so even if you're not that accurate, as long as you have a couple shots, you'll eventually hit them. With DMRs, it's very efficient. You'll take them down, but you might have a little bit of a hard time doing it. Because the DMR, you have to be dead on accurate if you're going to hit. Let's see if I can't botch this up and immediately die. Oh yeah, and they let you drive forklifts. Like you can't lift up the like the fork or anything, but just a little like forklift you can drive around. I thought that was amusing. I'm having some really bad frame rate issues here. Check my Xbox to get one.
Weapons free! You got a Banshee coming in hot!
Oof, that's rough. At least I'm seeing frame rate stuff. It might come across different on the capture.
Keep it up. I'm for the whole thing. Take it out!
One thing that the games can never really cover that well because there's no reason to, how the shields react with the environment. Like in the books, like if you think about it real hard, the energy shields just don't make sense. They got to cover the entire body, and that doesn't really work that well because when it covers the feet, like you got to think about do energy shields have friction? Is there a way? What is the texture of an energy shield? How does it affect contact with different surfaces? Now, in the books, apparently energy shields have like 0 friction, or very close to 0 friction. Because Master Chief, he gets his Mjolnir armor with the shields on, he takes one step. Oh, we'll go quiet for this part.
Where's the rest of your unit?
We got split. I don't think they... It sounded bad on the comms.
All right, Corporal. Stay put. We'll get you a combat surgeon.
Damn. Plasma damage.
Found something.
I'll take that, 6. Not your domain.
I got a live one over here. Come on. Out you come. It's all right. We're not gonna hurt you.
George.
I got her. Keep still, and I'll release you.
Understand, it's over!
We've been engaged! Bad guy coming out!
That Tango group has permission to pursue.
Negative 4, stay on the entrance. 2, handle her. 5 and 6, clear the hole.
Right, so there were a couple of things in that little cutscene that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Mainly, like, the Covenant would... Like, yeah, they would engage like that, at least according to their behavior in the books. They would straight up engage like that, but there was no way that they would ever just, like, run away. They would either fight till they died, or they would win, something like that. So, this whole thing of them running away when they like, their shields start going down or whatever, it doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, video games. I'm not reading a book, I'm playing a video game.
If you need me to move.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the energy shields. The energy shields. So like Master Chief gets his armor, he steps out of the system and everything, and he takes one step. And this is with the shields have like full strength around his feet, and he slides like he's on ice. So if there were energy shields like on our feet right now, I would just slide down this thing. I wouldn't be able to walk around it. So the book kind of describes like there has to be like almost no energy shields on the bottom of the feet, and so obviously that's like a really big disadvantage combat wise. But I guess it all makes sense in the end. There we go. And then they let you, there's not a whole lot of other places to use the energy sword, so they really just want you to mess around with it in this part. I think there's one more elite. Yep. He's got a concussion rifle. This is a nice little addition to it. It's like, there's only, like, in all the other Halo games, there's only one weapon that has explosive abilities to it, like area of effect damage. And... And it's the rocket launcher, and that's obviously not very useful for corridor-to-corridor combat. But the concussion rifle kind of makes better use of that.
How long?
Question of my life. If the question is, when will the station be back online? 2 weeks, earliest. This is plasma damage. All major uplink components are fried.
2 minutes is too long.
Which is why I'm splicing into the main overland bundle to get you a direct line to Colonel Holland. You're in my light, Commander.
Find out what she knows.
I don't know if you caught that, but she just said Colonel, not Colonel.
What's your name? Do you live around here? Arnhem George.
Shada.
Shada. Se Pottersned. Your accent sounds familiar. Chopron?
Tangari.
Friend of yours?
Father.
Sha'ainalom. I'm sorry.
Why would you be?
Big man forgets what he is sometimes.
She just lost her father. She needs a full psychiatric workup.
She's not the only one.
Lock it down, both of you. Get her on her feet. The body stays here.
Thank you, sir.
Signal. It's patchy, but it's there.
I'll take it.
Let's not touch anything. You wouldn't want to ground this place.
I'm barely getting you. What's your situation? Over?
Colonel, this is Noble 1. There are no rebels. The Covenant are on Reach. Acknowledge?
Come again, Noble One. Did you say Covenant?
Affirmative. It's the winter contingency.
May God help us all.
Affirmative. It's the winter contingency.